awkward. It's currently 12 p.m. I actually haven't gone to sleep since 3 a.m. Don't really know what's wrong with me at the moment. So one thing that I realize that I don't do is I don't put in previews of what I do. This is edge rays, that effect that's coming out right there. I don't think anyone needs a tutorial for that. Basically, what that is at the start is something called Bleach Bypass. And honestly, I just spam the preset over and over again, but you just kind of keyframe all of this, basically soft focus, and you play around with it to your liking, and the saturation as well. Okay, that's the right one. So you just keyframe the amount, soft focus, and saturation, and let's see what I could do here. Just put everything back to 0. Actually, that's supposed to be 1. Oops. So yeah, like that. And you easy ease whatever. So, you know, maybe that's not enough for you, and you can add flicker. I do this too, but again, it's usually a preset. I never actually remake everything. I'm low-key a preset warrior. Like, once I do something once, I make it a preset, and I never do it again. But you would just keyframe it. We actually gotta make it like 4. And then you would make, I'm still zoomed in, right? Okay, so you'd make it so it kind of shows, or you could just make it go full black, up to you. Again, play around with it. I'm not really sure if I like that. And to make it really nice, you would just add like one of those time things, like Y time or something, and then you would just mess around with that. So that's another effect I use. You can keyframe that. I actually kind of like the way this looks right here, so I'm not really gonna touch it. Okay, so another effect that I kind of wanted to teach you guys, this edit, like the block things. So basically what you're gonna want to do is something called block dissolve, and you want to have the numbers kind of like in the 300, 200 areas, and you're gonna turn off soft edge. Let me zoom in again so you can actually see what the hell is happening. So again, you can see, let me take this off, sorry, 300. Honestly, again, play with it, random numbers. So I'm gonna start it here, and I'm gonna put it back down to 0. Again, I am using flow for like glitches. I kind of use this, as you can see. It's kind of giving you like that glitch effect that I had on this edit at the start. So another thing that I do in terms of effects is I actually just will sometimes use the shape layer and maybe just like make shapes as glitches. Obviously this takes more time and like effort, which is why I will barely use it, but you could just utilize the shape tool and make your own glitches that way, so you can have like more freedom with it, like more precision with it. Hey, and edit this one what the little lines were. So that's an effect called scan lines. You're gonna want to mostly play around with the line frequency. I kind of had in the edit, it was kind of at like 2, and you can even change like the color, and you can move it like this, basically keyframe it like how you want. And I just kind of had it slid a little bit. So you just kind of do a slide maybe. Obviously make it look smoother than that. It's kind of going too fast, but like from 1 to 2 and then back to 1. Obviously make the graphs look better, but it's just something to do. This next thing that I'm about to show you is from an edit that I don't know if it'll be posted. It probably won't, but from an edit that I just made. Okay, so right here, this kind of like card effect. You're gonna need something that's kind of enclosed, basically. You see how in the zoom, let's just make it full. I'm gonna zoom in here. In the mask here, there's really no open space, so that's what you're gonna like ideal for. I always get these effects confused, but it's card dance, and you're gonna put it to columns from rows, and you're gonna set the gradient layer 1 to the adjustment layer that you just added. Go ahead and make this like 300, 200 again. It's gonna be like up to your preference once you actually make the transition. Z position is set to intensity. So as you can see right now, the effect kind of did on its, like, it's like moving on its own, obviously. And I actually like it like that. So that looks good to me. And what I usually do now is pre-comp this, because once you add something under this adjustment layer, it's gonna put that effect on there, and we don't want that. So you're gonna put that adjustment layer on there. And where is the picture of her eye actually? Let's say we want it like right here. I'm actually gonna turn this off so I can see where the mask needs to go. So then you're gonna come in here and gonna create another mask of your picture. Make sure you're actually kind of really accurate though, because it's gonna show. It's actually best to have another picture that kind of matches like your background better, but we're just here for the vibes, the aesthetic. Okay, boom. You see that it's there, and we're not using white, so make it white. So like I said, use something that'll kind of mesh better with the background, like how Manon is really like, it's kind of a like seamless. It looks better. So choosing colors that match well looks better. Like if they're both in like white backgrounds, or they both have the same color background, like that's gonna look really nice. So when I was talking about doing like glitches with the shapes, forgot to mention this. You can put radio blur. You can put that on the shape. I like using zoom, just looks better, and I increase the amount and sometimes like move the center of it, just increase the amount. You can actually barely tell, but right here I use this. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is having stuff kind of move like paper. So I did it in this, why am I still using TikTok? I did it in this edit right here. I did it in this edit with the picture right here. You can see how it kind of flows in. Your layer in 3D, and we're gonna graph an animation right now. Let's say trial and error here. Maybe we don't want her to go all the way. I don't know. Let's put it like right here. Let's have her flip over. And she's gonna go here or something. I'm trying to get to it. They're gonna be like little circles on your screen. You're gonna be able to pull them into like different directions, so it kind of gives your thing like a curve, more like a flowy curve thing. You're gonna have to zoom in sometimes to see them. Okay, just adjust it to your liking. So now there's like 2 ways to do this. You can use CC cylinder. I'm gonna be using BCC cylinder. CC cylinder is kind of more like for pictures, but even then I still don't use it for pictures. This part right here, I just encourage you to watch it through, because just trying to copy exact settings for this, it literally is not gonna work. Like, you just have to do it like on your own time. Basically everything here you can basically play with yourself, but the main thing you're doing is keyframing, warp percentage, and tumble, spin, and rotate. I kind of mess with perspective, but like not really. Warp percentage, so you're basically putting it down. Now it's back to normal. And obviously at the end, you know, we're gonna have it go do whatever. So here, or you can just like I said, really play with it here. So it looks goofy because there's no warp percentage, so maybe like kind of put it like that. And as you can see, we're kind of having a thing here, but it's not making sense. So let me just keep keyframing it. So boom, now you kind of have like a paper effect. Maybe just like do it ease curve. Obviously, like I said, play around with your own settings. Okay, the last thing I'm going to teach you is this kind of like grain effect that's happening right here. This night vision, obviously, you know, change the color, the brightness, whatever you want to do. Mess with the settings, change the grain amounts, the softness of it. I think the next video that I'm gonna do is gonna be more focused on transition based, but I think that'll be the next thing I'm gonna do because I need to be consistent. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you learned something. I'll see you in the next video.